And if you fall, you'll get mauled.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy says, yeah, that's a good idea. And they've been doing it for centuries. I love
Sounds
to
like
watch
fun.
it. Yeah, it sounds like fun to me. Because why wouldn't you want to horn up your ass?
So they made him move from the back seat, because we were the last seat, all the way to the front. And I kind of asked the stewardess, I was like, was there a problem? And she said, no, we're distributing weight. And then I said, without thinking, I'm like, well, you put him in the front. When were we going to notice that? Another episode of Two Guys, I'm Just Saying. Al Bandiero, Diamond Boy Lewis. Thank you to everybody that's been subscribing to our channel. Thank you to everybody that's been sharing this podcast. Remember, you can find it every Tuesday on all your favorite platforms. And talking about different platforms before we go on, I know we said it late in the last episode, but I want to get to you, my friend. I love the new website. I got to tell you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's been working pretty well. We're going to have some visitors on our show and guests on our show. So if you can, go to it. It's albandiero.com. It's got my entire career on there, from acting to voiceovers, hosting. And then this way you can go there directly if you are a buyer of some sort. We can go from there. How has your week been, my friend?
It's been great. It's been great. Still, I'm almost soccered out, but
yeah,
I got to tell you, the cool thing about all these games and watching all these different countries is that got me thinking. If I had a large bank account, where would we go in the world?
You mean money is no object?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ooh,
where will you take a nice long vacation if money wasn't an object?
Okay. I got to go first with the Maldives.
Ooh.
And renting a bungalow over the water. For those of you who have never seen what these look like, the Maldives area, it is, you check out. And most of the nicer ones literally have your own pool, privacy on each side. And then it's actually sitting on the water, but you have your own pool. So you can either go in your own pool and hang out, El Natural, if you want, because it's totally private, or you can go swim in the water and get your ass bit by a shark. I don't know. I'm going to stay in the pool. That's my take. And the other one I definitely want to go to for sure is Monaco. That's for sure. Those would be, they're both M's, Maldives and Monaco. Where would you go? Money is no object.
I got to tell you, I'm dying to go to Spain, and watching the soccer games, and they brought it up, and it got me a little bit curious. I was like, hey, what's going on in Spain? And if you went to Spain right now, they have the running of the bulls, the San Fermin festival.
That's crazy. I know.
Would you? No,
would you don't even go there. No,
participant.
So let me see if I have this straight. You release huge bulls in the street. Now, somebody came up with this idea. I have an idea. What is it? I'm playing both parts. Let's release 10 bulls that can kill you instantly. And your job is to run in front of them as they chase you. And if you fall, you'll get mauled.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy says, yeah, that's a good idea. And they've been doing it for centuries. I love to watch it. Yeah, it sounds like fun to me. Because why wouldn't you want to horn up your ass from a bull?
Exactly.
I don't get that. Would you do that? Would you do it?
No.
No.
I find it fascinating that people find that interesting. I mean, you got to be an adrenaline junkie to do that. It's,
yeah. I'm more of the type of the Maldives. Give me a
Yeah.
great bottle of wine. I'm going to sit out. I'm going to take in the sun. I'm going to relax. I'm going to read a little bit. I'm going to listen to some great music and chill out. That or having a bull 3 inches in back of me wanting to mull. And then now, you know what? That's an easy pick for me. There's also nightmares in traveling to get to the destination. Most of the time, it goes very well. So we go to Italy and Greece, and we made the mistake of doing this backwards. So Marlene and I said, well, okay, where are we going first? So I said, because of Italy, I said, and she's
Yeah.
lived there. I said, we're going to Italy. We should have reversed it, and I'll tell you why. Uh, we liked Greece a lot, but with Greece, when you go to the islands, from one island to another, you have to take those small propeller jobs. They're
Oh
not
yeah.
even jets, they're propellers. And you get on this thing, and maybe it's 10 seats, and they're old when you
Yes.
get in. And the first thing you do is you sit and you think, wow, man, how old is this plane? We sit down, and above the cockpit, it reads, no smoking. Okay,
Oh,
great. And as my eyes pan down, there's no door to the cockpit. It is two drapes
really?
that are closed. Now I'm already on the plane and the propellers. Said, wow, this doesn't sound very powerful, right? We take off at the edge of this cliff and, you drop and then you go up. So what's passing through my mind is my career is done. I'm going to be, I'm going to be in the newspapers that I'm floating somewhere in Greece. Okay. So we go, and remember, now they're flashing no smoking.
Correct.
The curtains are open. One guy is is the pilot, and even have a co-pilot, which made me real nervous. Okay. I'm thinking something happens to him, we're done. And we're going. And it's one of these planes that they don't have a lot of power. So when the wind hits it, it's almost like that rubber band feeling underneath the plane where it goes, and it comes back, and you go, and then that's the way you're flying. I'm thinking, wow, and you could feel it going when he hits the gas, so to speak, and then the wind pushes back a little bit. So it says no smoking, and the pilot lights up.
Of course.
So he's lighting up and he's turning and saying, how's everybody back there? And I'm thinking, I'm going to die. This is awful, right? He takes out with the cigarette out of the corner of his mouth. He takes out a bottle of Windex and sprays down the windows as the
Nice.
plane is flying, and he's wiping it down with the cigarette out of the corner of his mouth. This was out of a movie. It was actually frightening and hysterical at the same time. So there's another rule with these small airplanes. You can only get a certain amount of luggage on them for
Yes.
weight. So guess who going there to this one island that we were going to? Guess whose luggage didn't make it because it was a little too heavy?
Of course.
So do you think they tell us that? Oh, by the way, your luggage will be on the next plane. No, they just take you there. We land and we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. And here's the best kick. As we get through the airport, because even though it's an island, it technically is an international airport.
Mm.
So there's a guard with a gun. I look over to the side and the metal detector was still in the wraps. They didn't unwrap it.
Listen, I got to tell you, and I love those puddle jumpers, airplanes is what we call them. I had I remember I hate those planes, especially because
It's scary. It's scary.
Well,
man. Yeah.
they have to even out the weight. And I remember when they used to take us out on interviews for different gigs and stuff like that. I remember in Cleveland, they put me in a bottle jumper, and there was a gentleman that was a little on the heavier side,
Oh,
and they made him move. We were both. It was only 8 seats, but we were both, and it's like a bus, right? One seat on one side, one seat on the other side. So I was on the left, he was on the right. So they made him move from the back seat because we were the last seat all the way to the front. And I kind of asked the stewardess, I was like, was there a problem? And she said, no, we're distributing weight. And I said, without thinking, I'm like, well, you put him in the front. When we going to notice that? And he didn't find that funny at all. It was an awkward trip. It was a 30-minute trip, but I got to tell you, I was nervous about that.
One of the other things when we went to Greece, and we went to an island called Paros, and absolutely beautiful. We get to the resort, and the woman that owns the resort comes out to welcome us. And I said, we don't have our luggage. She picked up the phone and called whomever she had to call and described our luggage and said, make sure it's on the next plane. So the one little tidbit, as we were landing in Paros, he didn't really make the landing short enough. So we hit the ground, and all of a sudden he's taken off again.
Oh.
So, and he said, no problem. He said, we missed it. We're going to try it again. And I'm thinking, I'm definitely going to die on this plane. There's no question about it. And he takes off, goes around the island, and comes back still with the cigarette in his mouth, right? And he said, got no problem. And he takes off, turns around, comes back, lands the plane, stops, and turns around with this big shit-eating grin on his face. Like, see? I told you everything is happening while he's still holding on to the bottle of Windex and the cigarette out of his mouth. And I say, why do I miss the United States right now? When we went to Italy, because I said we went to Italy and Greece. When we went to Italy, there were no problems. However, we got in there. Now, Italy does things differently than the United States. The United States, if you're a union or whatever it is, you get a warning that we're going to go on strike as of this day at this time. Italy doesn't do it that way. Italy's like, what time is it? 3:00, Tuesday afternoon. We're on strike. That's how they do it. So we get out of the airport, no cabs. And we have a while to get to our hotel. So I stopped and asked somebody I said, well, what do we do? He said, you know what? Go around the back. I said, oh yeah, I'm in Italy. The motherland. Here we go. Go around the back, and there'll be a couple of cabs. Don't say anything, but they'll take you where you want to go. So we get in the cab, and he's on the road, and he said, look, I can only go to a certain point because if they catch me, I'll lose my license. So he drove us as close as possible that we can go. And then we had to get out with the bags and walk to the hotel because he couldn't go right up to the hotel. That was they're funny stories. When they're happening, they're not funny, but afterwards. But if we'd love to hear from you on all the major platforms, if you've had some very funny stories, some nightmares, wherever you're listening or watching throughout the world when you've taken your vacation, we'd love to know your stories as well. And I will tell you, if you stay in the United States and you drive, that's a totally different animal. And for us, visiting you the last time in Florida, for those of you who don't know, up and down the eastern seaboard on 95, there's a place called Buc-ee's.
Yes.
And when the both of us are laughing, you probably feel, why? What's funny? Okay. Buc-ee's is what used to be a truck stop on steroids.
Yeah.
I mean, huge steroids. And everything is immaculate. You walk in here, you can buy an amazing amount of food, clothing, anything, stuff for your home, barbecues, and I'm thinking, who's going to buy a barbecue and put it in their car? And they keep traveling. They have 55 gas pumps outside
Yeah.
each store, and they open another one, I think every couple of years, but most of them are on 95. Have you been to Buc-ee's?
Uh, Actually, I'm ashamed to say this, but we made it one of our weekend trips because I kept telling Carmen, we used to drive from up north down to Florida
Mhm.
on our family trips, and I'm like, oh, we definitely got to try one day and stop. But when we were doing those trips, we were so tired. So not too long ago, a couple of months ago, uh, we were just driving around, and I just headed up north. She's like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "We're gonna go see
The
Buc-ee's
bar-
today." Um, it's definitely an experience.
Oh yeah,
It's if you've never been to a Buc-ee's, it's like putting these big box stores all together into one with a
absolutely.
humongous gas station,
Hmm.
and you can find anything and everything.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. You think about it, they'll have it.
yeah.
So,
And what you
so
would think on the road, like all I really need is food and gas. They blew that out of the
yeah,
water where you literally can get clothing, you can get bathing suits. I mean, you can get, and here's the odd thing, which is a must if you ever go to Buc-ee's. You have to go into the bathrooms. The bathrooms in any stop that we made, and there's several on 95, uh, have art in the bathrooms, both
correct.
men and women. So obviously Marlene went in and she said, "Oh my God, you got to see the art." And I said, "Yeah." And they're incredibly clean. And
Yes.
they have this system that is amazing. So where did you go? The one that you went to?
Close to Daytona.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's the one. Yeah.
So, because they're
Yeah.
they're the closest one to us, and oddly enough, I was excited about Buc-ee's because when I lived up north, they were opening one in the south part of Pennsylvania. So that was the closest one to us at the time, and I kept seeing the news reports and everything, and I kept telling Carmen, I was like,
I
we
gotta
really
go.
got to go there.
I gotta go. I think for the experience alone
Yes.
of stopping in at Bucky's. So in
And
our
if you love
travels, if
beef jerky, which I like,
oh yeah,
they
yeah,
have the beef jerky wall. So anything and everything that you could think of about beef jerky will be on this wall. And there's literally like 100 types of beef
and
jerky,
they
which I
give
never
you a
imagined.
tasting if you
Yes.
want. Yeah, and their world famous brisket
Yes.
sandwich. Make sure if you're like me, I don't like anything that is super uh, hot, meaning on the
Y-
taste buds. So you have to make sure when you go in there
Yeah.
that you don't bite into one that will set your mouth on fire. So, but, so okay, so this is traveling time.
Yes.
For me, it would be Maldives and Monaco. And the topic is money is not an issue. Where in the world do you go? And you said Spain. Is there
Spain.
any
Yeah.
other place besides Spain that you would want to check out?
I definitely want to. It's in the bucket list. Definitely go to Greece. We haven't been to Greece yet, so that's definitely on the bucket list.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here locally, for those people that do staycations, I mean, the United States got some beautiful areas.
Oh, absolutely.
On
Sure.
the Panhandle, west coast of Florida, there's a huge Greek community. So we've gone up to Tarpon Springs, and it's beautiful over there, and the food is fantastic. But
Hmm.
north of them, there's an area called Alys Beach, Alys, and it looks just like Greece with the white buildings, and this whole town mimics Greece. So it's like a 6-hour drive for us. So we might hit that area.
Then Marlene wants to do one thing that I'm all for it. So there are couples who own these mini yachts to yachts, and they will take you out on the Mediterranean for a week, and
Nice.
the wife cooks and the husband just drives the boat and you're
Will you
on it.
go island
Uh,
hopping?
yeah. And you just go up and down the Mediterranean. Uh, and usually with things like that, you can take it yourself or you can go with another couple. because sleeping accommodations, everything is on the yacht. That's something that she wants to do, to go up and down the Mediterranean. That's something I would do.
I don't know if I could convince Carmen to do that one. I'm done. I got to tell you, every time that I sneak in the idea, it's like, we should really buy a boat. Just live on a boat for a couple of years. She's like,
Yeah.
nope. She's like, nope. She's like, you could go live on a boat. I'll stay on land. She's like, I'll be on a boat for a day or two, but that's it.
But this is only for about a week.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you wanted them to, they would dock, somewhere. But I think the whole thing about it is you can go swim in the Mediterranean, get back up on the
Oh,
boat.
yeah.
They cook. You do absolutely nothing. And I think there are people that go, man, I don't know, 1 or 2 days for something like that. But if you bring enough of champagne or prosecco
Oh, yeah.
in Italy on a boat, you have some really good, Italian meals, and going up and down the Mediterranean. I don't know if I pass that up.
We should plan out. We should plan a West Coast trip and go to wine country, at least for a weekend.
Which you and
We
I
haven't
have
done
not
that in a
been
long
to
time.
in a long time. And there's another one. If you want to stay here in the United States and you have never been out to the California wine countries, Lewis and I used to live in LA, and we would go up to the Santa Barbara wine country.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's other ones, of course, north of that, Napa. But the one closest to LA was just over the other side of the Santa Barbara Mountains. And that drive going up the West Coast, up the PCH, which is
Yeah.
the Pacific Coast Highway, if you remember, it is just fascinating to see that the Pacific Ocean is on one side of you and the mountains are on the right side. And man, I remember the first time I took you there was your reaction was my first
Yeah.
time you can't describe it. It was just spectacular.
And
So
talking about that trip, my biggest memory of that trip, ladies and gentlemen, we stopped at a winery that had emus, and this big emu, I was like, oh, look at the emus, and I got a little bit too close, and this emu just came straight forward and almost grabbed his hat that he had.
because nobody warns you. So you walk up right to it. It's like, get away from me.
But that was a great trip, and I fell in love with that area after we went the first time, and it's just phenomenal. I think we should plan a weekend out there and go with Carmen and Marlene out there.
Wherever you are traveling this summer, whether you're staying locally, you're staying in our country, or you're traveling abroad, go out, go to places that maybe you've never been to. And, it's a different world of traveling today. But some of the mishaps can actually wind up being funny when you think about it years later. So, we want everybody to be safe. But make sure, though, you tell us about your crazy stories on Two Guys I'm Just Saying on all major platforms. So for you, we have to go to Spain. Are you picking another country? Greece? Is that where you want to go?
Yeah, that's part of our bucket list. Greece as well.
Yeah, well, we're going to Maldives, Monaco, and I have to say, for obvious reasons, I will go back to Italy. That's for sure. So, we're traveling. Everyone, stay safe.